Hi, everyone. Welcome back to my channel USA Old Coins. Today we're diving into the fascinating world of old United States coins. From the shiny Lincoln pennies to rare Jefferson nickels and historic Washington quarters, each coin tells a story about America's past. These coins aren't just currency, they're tiny pieces of history, carrying the art, culture, and milestones of their era. Whether you're a collector, history enthusiast, or just curious about the value hidden in your pocket change, you're in for an exciting journey. Let's explore the stories behind these iconic coins and uncover the treasures that lie in plain sight. Top 1. In the heart of America's rich history and scenic beauty lies a coin that captures both the United States of America Washington State Quarter Dollar, Harper's Ferry 2016. This stunning piece of American currency isn't just metal and design, it's a storyteller, a miniature monument that carries with it tales of freedom, faith, and resilience. The 2016 Harper's Ferry Quarter is part of the America the Beautiful series, and it shines as one of the most memorable coins ever minted. It tells the story of a place that shaped the nation's destiny and stands today as a symbol of the enduring spirit of liberty. When this coin was first introduced, it instantly caught the attention of collectors across the United States and beyond. People were fascinated not only by its breathtaking depiction of John Brown's fort but also by the historical power behind the image. Harper's Ferry, located in West Virginia, played a monumental role in American history. It was here that John Brown made his fateful stand in 1859, a moment that would spark debates, division, and ultimately contribute to the Civil War. The quarter immortalizes this site, blending artistry and patriotism in one beautiful design. As you hold the 2016 Harper's Ferry Quarter in your hand, you hold more than just 25 cents, you hold a piece of the American soul. Designed by Thomas Hipschen and engraved by Phoebe Hemphill, the coin brings to life the old firehouse where John Brown and his followers made their final stand. Every brick, window, and arch on the coin is meticulously detailed, giving it an almost lifelike appearance. The coin's reverse side features the fort with the words Harper's Ferry, West Virginia, and E Pluribus Unum, making it both a tribute to history and a work of numismatic art. The obverse of the quarter proudly carries the timeless portrait of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan back in 1932. This image of America's first president has become an enduring icon on the nation's coinage, representing leadership, vision, and independence. When paired with the reverse design of Harper's Ferry, the coin forms a bridge between the birth of the nation and one of the key events that reshaped it. Collectors have long admired this coin for its intricate detail and emotional depth. It is not just a design, it's a message. It reminds us of the struggles, the sacrifices, and the courage that shaped the United States. Every glance at it tells a story of rebellion against oppression, of ideals tested in the fires of history, and of a nation's determination to rise stronger from its divisions. When the U.S. Mint released this quarter in 2016, it was struck at three main facilities: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Each mint mark carries its own charm, and collectors eagerly sought to find examples from all three. The Philadelphia and Denver issues were circulated widely, while the San Francisco Mint produced limited proofs for collectors, making them rarer and more desirable. Among all varieties, the most exciting discoveries came from coins struck with unusual errors. Some Harper's Ferry quarters featured double dies, off-center strikes, or die cracks that created unique and collectible anomalies. These minting mistakes turned ordinary coins into extraordinary treasures worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. But a few rare examples went far beyond even that, making them among the most valuable modern quarters in existence. One particular Harper's Ferry quarter stands out for its sheer rarity, a specimen struck with a remarkable error that left experts stunned. Imagine finding a coin that looks slightly different, perhaps the details of the fort are doubled or the rim shows an unusual misalignment. To most people, it might seem like a small imperfection, but to a collector, that imperfection is pure gold. Such a coin can elevate a simple quarter into a prize worth thousands, sometimes tens of thousands of dollars. Over time, collectors began to realize that the Harper's Ferry Quarter wasn't just another issue in the America the Beautiful series. It was a masterpiece. The setting of Harper's Ferry, nestled between the Potomac and Shenandoah rivers, adds depth and poetry to the design. The fort itself stands as a silent witness to the echoes of history, and on this coin, it's forever frozen in time, reminding us of the fight for freedom and equality that defines America's story. Many collectors still remember the excitement of coin roll hunting in 2016 when this quarter first entered circulation. People rushed to banks, hoping to get their hands on fresh rolls from the mint. Every uncirculated Harper's Ferry quarter that emerged felt like a tiny piece of treasure. Even today, pristine uncirculated examples, especially with unique errors or proof finishes, remain in high demand among coin enthusiasts. What makes this coin even more appealing is the emotional connection it carries. It's not just about money or metal, it's about meaning. Harper's Ferry represents a turning point in American history, and this coin captures that spirit forever. Each curve and engraving serves as a tribute to those who dared to challenge injustice and fight for change, no matter the cost. Collectors often speak of the feel of a great coin, the weight, the shine, the texture, the story it whispers when held in your palm. The Harper's Ferry 2016 quarter delivers all that and more. Its sharp details, bold inscriptions, and reflective surfaces make it a true gem in the series. Whether in brilliant uncirculated condition or proof, it remains one of the most visually striking quarters ever released. Even novice collectors find themselves captivated by its allure. Many who started collecting state and America the beautiful quarters cite the Harper's Ferry design as one that deepened their passion for numismatics. It's a coin that invites curiosity, inspiring collectors to learn about the history behind its imagery. Beyond its historical and artistic value, the Harper's Ferry quarter has achieved notable fame in the coin market due to its potential worth. Rare mint error examples have fetched surprising sums at auctions and private sales. Coin grading services have authenticated several unusual variations, with some of them commanding high prices due to their rarity and condition. Imagine holding a 2016 Harper's Ferry quarter that looks ordinary to most eyes, but upon closer inspection, experts notice something extraordinary. Maybe it has a doubled image of the fort, or the inscriptions are slightly shifted. Such coins, when verified and graded, can change hands for staggering amounts. It's fascinating how a simple coin, something designed for everyday transactions, can become a window into the past and a valuable collectible for the future. The Harper's Ferry 2016 quarter proves that beauty, history, and value can coexist in the smallest of objects. It teaches us that every coin has a story, and some stories are worth far more than their face value. As time passes, fewer and fewer Harper's Ferry quarters remain in pristine condition. Circulation wears away their details, softens their features, and erases their sharp lines. That's why collectors today search tirelessly for untouched specimens, those rare few that escaped the wear of commerce and retained their original luster. Each of these perfect coins holds the promise of discovery, the thrill of finding something remarkable hidden in plain sight. For many collectors, that thrill is what makes coin collecting such a captivating pursuit, the idea that a rare treasure could appear in any pocket, any roll, any handful of change. The Harper's Ferry quarter will forever remain a reminder of how American coinage can transform history into art. Its design isn't just visually stunning, it's meaningful. It tells of courage and conflict, of ideals and sacrifice. It's a coin that truly speaks to the heart of America's identity. If you have one of these coins, look closely. Check every detail, the lettering, the fort, the fields, and the edges. You might just be holding a special variety or mint error without realizing it. Many collectors have discovered their fortune by simply paying attention to the small things that others overlooked. The U.S. Mint continues to honor America's legacy through coins like this one. But few designs manage to capture history as powerfully as Harper's Ferry. It's a coin that bridges past and present, merging artistic brilliance with historical reverence. So next time you come across a 2016 Harper's Ferry quarter, don't just spend it. Take a moment to admire it. Let it remind you of the stories, the struggles, and the strength that built the nation. In that small circle of metal lies a chapter of history that will never fade. And now, here's the most astonishing part: one extremely rare and perfectly preserved Harper's Ferry 2016 quarter, featuring a unique minting error and flawless strike, was valued at an unbelievable $75,000. You have a 2016 Harper's Ferry quarter. Share your story in the comments below. Tell us what kind of coins you have, and we might feature your coin in a future video and tell you how much it's worth. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more fascinating coin stories and hit that like button to support our work and keep the world of rare coins alive. Top 2. The story of the United States of America Washington State Quarter Dollar, Mississippi 2002, begins deep in the southern heart of the nation, a land filled with music, magnolias, and memories of a rich and complicated past. When this beautiful coin was released in 2002, it became more than just another piece of pocket change. It became a symbol of pride, a tribute to the state's natural beauty, and a reminder of Mississippi's place in America's story. The Mississippi quarter holds a quiet elegance that instantly captures the eye and the imagination, making it one of the most admired coins of the entire 50-state quarters program. The Mississippi quarter was the 20th release in this remarkable series, which ran from 1999 to 2008 and honored every U.S. state with a design that reflected its culture, heritage, or landscape. For Mississippi, the choice of design was both simple and stunning: the magnolia, the state flower. Known as the Magnolia State, Mississippi has long been associated with this elegant bloom, a symbol of beauty, strength, and grace under pressure. And on this quarter, the magnolia is brought to life with exquisite artistry, forever captured in silver tones that gleam like sunlight through the southern trees. When the coin was first revealed, collectors and everyday citizens alike were amazed by its delicate detail. The design features two magnolia blossoms, one fully opened in all its glory and another just beginning to bloom. The words Mississippi and the Magnolia State are gracefully inscribed, surrounding the flowers like a frame of honor. The design was crafted by Donna Weaver, one of the most talented sculptors and engravers of the United States Mint, whose work perfectly captured the quiet majesty of Mississippi's landscape. On the obverse, of course, stands the timeless image of George Washington. This familiar face, sculpted by John Flanagan and first introduced in 1932, remains one of the most recognizable portraits in American coinage. His calm expression, firm jawline, and proud gaze evoke leadership and integrity, the very ideals that form the foundation of the nation. When paired with the beauty of Mississippi's magnolias on the reverse, the coin tells a story of harmony between strength and grace. From the moment of its release, the Mississippi quarter became a collector's favorite. People loved its simplicity and elegance, its smooth balance of design elements, and its symbolism of natural beauty. Unlike some state quarters that featured busy or crowded designs, this one stood apart with its refined artistry. The magnolias seem almost alive, as if you can feel the softness of their petals just by looking at them. The quarter was minted at both the Philadelphia and Denver mints for circulation, and at the San Francisco Mint for special proof and silver-proof editions. Each version had its own appeal, but collectors especially prized the proof strikes, those gleaming, mirror-like coins that were made with polished dies and handled with care. These coins were never meant for pocket change. They were treasures from the very beginning, designed for those who appreciated fine craftsmanship. Yet, beyond the beauty of its design, there's something else that makes the 2002 Mississippi quarter truly special: its connection to history, and the rare errors that make some of these coins incredibly valuable. A few unusual varieties have surfaced over the years, making headlines in the world of numismatics. These coins, struck with minting mistakes, turned ordinary quarters into small fortunes. Some examples of the Mississippi quarter were discovered with double dies, where parts of the magnolia design appeared slightly doubled or shifted. Others showed striking misalignments or die cracks that created dramatic visual effects. To a casual observer, these may look like imperfections, but to a serious collector, they are golden opportunities. These errors turn a 25-cent piece into something worth thousands, or even tens of thousands, of dollars. There have even been reports of Mississippi quarters struck on the wrong planchets, meaning the metal blank used was intended for a different denomination. Such coins are exceptionally rare and sought after by collectors who specialize in mint errors. Each one is a mystery, a little accident of history that escaped into circulation, waiting to be discovered by a lucky finder. Imagine holding a coin that has traveled through time, carrying the story of its state and the marks of a rare minting error. For many collectors, that's the magic of numismatics, the thrill of discovering that hidden treasure among ordinary change. The Mississippi 2002 quarter offers exactly that excitement, especially for those who look closely and know what to seek over 2 decades later. The 2002 Mississippi quarter remains one of the most beloved issues in the 50-state quarters program. It reflects not only the beauty of the southern United States but also the deep pride Mississippians have for their state. The magnolia on the coin isn't just a flower, it's a reminder of the state's resilience, its artistry, and its enduring charm. Collectors love to tell stories about where they found their favorite Mississippi quarters, some from circulation, others from mint sets, and a lucky few from coin rolls that yielded extraordinary finds. These stories form part of the living history of coin collecting in America, connecting everyday people to the minting process and the artistry behind it and coin shows and collector gatherings across the nation. The Mississippi quarter often draws admiration. Experts appreciate its balanced composition, and casual collectors simply love its graceful beauty. Even though millions were minted, finding one in perfect condition, or with a remarkable error, is far from easy. Mint state and proof 70 examples, graded by professional grading services, are the ultimate prize for serious collectors. Such coins are flawless, with not a single blemish or mark visible even under magnification. When a Mississippi quarter reaches this level of perfection, it becomes more than just a coin, it becomes a masterpiece. The legacy of the 50-state quarters program is vast, but the Mississippi design continues to stand out for its quiet power. It doesn't rely on grand scenes or crowded images, it speaks softly, yet leaves an unforgettable impression. The magnolia blossoms seem eternal, representing a state that is deeply connected to nature and culture, and a coin that has captured that spirit forever. You have a 2002 Mississippi quarter, take a closer look at it. Examine the details around the petals, the lettering, and the surfaces. Some coins reveal doubling, unusual lines, or color variations from minting errors. These tiny details can make an enormous difference in value. What may look ordinary at first glance could actually be an extraordinary find. Collectors always say, check your change, and that advice couldn't be more true. Every year, people discover rare and valuable coins hiding in plain sight. The Mississippi quarter is one of those coins that has rewarded keen-eyed collectors with astonishing discoveries. As years go by, the number of pristine Mississippi quarters will only decrease. Circulation wears them down, and the passage of time fades their brilliance. That's why collectors are always on the hunt for untouched examples, preserved just as they left the mint. These are the coins that tell the story of America's states in their purest form. The 2002 Mississippi quarter reminds us that beauty can be found in simplicity, and value can be found in history. It stands as a timeless tribute to a state known for its hospitality, culture, and grace. And for coin lovers, it's a reminder that sometimes, the most valuable treasures are the ones that fit in the palm of your hand. This coin continues to shine in the world of numismatics, celebrated for both its elegance and its rarity in error forms. Collectors treasure it not only for what it's worth but for what it represents, the enduring bond between art, history, and national identity. The magnolia, proudly blooming on the Mississippi quarter, seems to whisper the story of the South itself, a story of beauty, endurance, and pride. It is a story forever preserved in metal, circulating through time and telling future generations about the state that inspired it. So the next time you see a Mississippi quarter, don't just spend it, study it, appreciate it, and imagine the story it tells. You might be holding something truly special, a piece of American history worth far more than you think, and here's the astonishing fact that makes this story even more exciting. One rare, mint error 2002 Mississippi quarter, perfectly preserved and authenticated by experts, was valued at an incredible $90,000. You have a Mississippi 2002 quarter, share it with us in the comments below. Tell us what coins you found, and we might feature your coin and help you learn its true value. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more amazing coin stories, and make sure to hit that like button so more collectors can join our community of coin enthusiasts who love discovering treasures just like you. Top 3. In the grand tapestry of American coinage, few pieces tell a story as fascinating as the United States of America Washington State Quarter Dollar, Wisconsin 2004. This coin is more than just 25 cents, it is a tribute to the hardworking spirit of the Midwest, to fertile farmlands, to the legacy of dairy farming, and to the humble yet powerful idea of productivity and pride. But what truly makes this coin legendary among collectors is not just its design or symbolism, it's the secret it hides. A hidden error. A small detail that transformed this coin from everyday change into one of the most valuable and sought-after modern quarters in American history. When the Wisconsin quarter was first released in 2004, people across the country were excited to add it to their growing collections from the 50-state quarters program. Each new release represented a different part of the nation's identity, and Wisconsin's design celebrated what the state does best: agriculture, industry, and innovation. The quarter instantly stood out for its rural charm, featuring a cow, a wheel of cheese, and an ear of corn. Together, they symbolized Wisconsin's reputation as America's dairyland and its role in feeding the nation. The design was created by Alfred Maletsky and sculpted by Norman E. Namath of the United States Mint. On one side, we see the iconic portrait of George Washington, noble and timeless as ever, designed by John Flanagan. On the other side, the Wisconsin scene bursts with life. The proud cow represents the state's massive dairy industry, the wheel of cheese honors its production of world-class dairy products, and the ear of corn stands tall as a symbol of agricultural abundance. The word "forward" appears beneath the images, a fitting motto for a state that has always strived toward progress and prosperity. When these coins began entering circulation in 2004, collectors were quick to admire their clean, detailed design. They appeared simple, yet elegant, a perfect tribute to the heartland. But as time passed, a curious discovery began to ripple through the coin collecting community. Something was different about some of these quarters. It started with a sharp-eyed collector in Tucson, Arizona, who noticed something unusual on the corn stalk of a Wisconsin quarter. There, beneath one of the leaves, was a tiny extra detail that wasn't supposed to be there. A small mark that looked like an additional leaf. Soon after, other collectors found similar coins, but not all of them looked the same. Some had an extra leaf pointing down, and others had an extra leaf pointing up. The mystery of the Wisconsin quarter had begun. The so-called extra leaf variety took the coin world by storm. Suddenly, people were checking their change, searching through rolls of quarters, and examining every Wisconsin coin they could find. It turned out that these errors were not widespread, they were extremely limited, likely caused by die gouges at the mint during the striking process. These small minting mistakes created raised metal that appeared as extra leaves on the corn stalk. The extra leaf quarters quickly became a phenomenon. There were two main varieties: the extra leaf high, where the additional leaf pointed upward toward the corn's husk, and the extra leaf low, where it curved downward near the stem. Both varieties were fascinating and incredibly rare, with the majority discovered in rolls of quarters distributed in the southwestern United States, particularly Arizona and New Mexico. Collectors couldn't believe their eyes. A simple state quarter that cost just 25 cents was now worth hundreds, even thousands of dollars, depending on its condition and variety. Coin dealers rushed to buy and sell them, auctions featured heated bidding wars, and news stations across the country ran stories about people finding small fortunes in their spare change. The Wisconsin extra leaf error became a legend almost overnight. It reminded everyone of the magic of coin collecting, the thrill of discovery, the possibility that hidden treasures could be found in everyday life. For the U.S. Mint, it was a curiosity, an accidental masterpiece that added a layer of mystery to an otherwise straightforward design. Even today, numismatists marvel at how such a tiny variation could create such excitement. The extra leaf was purely accidental, yet it turned this coin into one of the most talked about pieces in modern U.S. coinage. Theories circulated about whether it was an intentional test mark, a mechanical slip, or simply the result of a tiny piece of debris striking the die. Whatever the cause, the result was undeniable. An icon was born. The Wisconsin 2004 quarter, whether with an extra leaf or not, remains a charming representation of America's agricultural roots. Its design is a tribute to honest work, open fields, and the dignity of production. Every element, the cow, the cheese, the corn, tells the story of a state that has always thrived through its labor and ingenuity. The extra leaf error added something else to that story, a reminder that even perfection sometimes carries a beautiful flaw. That small imperfection turned an ordinary design into a masterpiece of intrigue and value. It's a lesson for collectors everywhere that greatness often hides in the smallest details. Coin grading services quickly began certifying these coins, and high-grade examples fetched astonishing prices. Mint State 67 and 68 versions of the extra leaf varieties became especially desirable. Many of these rare coins were pulled directly from mint rolls before they could circulate, preserving their mint luster and sharp details. The excitement over the Wisconsin quarter brought new life to the coin collecting hobby. People who had never thought twice about their spare change were suddenly examining every coin they received, hoping to strike gold, or, in this case, silver-colored copper-nickel. Even decades later, people continue to hunt for this elusive quarter, making it one of the most searched-for coins in modern history. What makes this story even more special is that it's not just about money, it's about discovery. The Wisconsin quarter taught collectors that value isn't always obvious at first glance. Sometimes, it's hidden beneath a tiny detail, waiting to be noticed by someone curious enough to look closer. The 2004 Wisconsin quarter's legacy is both cultural and historical. It represents not only the story of the state it honors but also the human fascination with finding meaning and rarity in everyday things. To this day, the extra leaf varieties remain symbols of how accidents at the mint can turn into marvels of modern numismatics. Collectors around the world continue to trade, study, and celebrate these coins. Whether you have the regular issue or one of the rare varieties, owning a Wisconsin quarter feels like holding a little piece of the excitement that swept through America in 2004. It's a coin that forever changed how people viewed the quarters in their pocket, and just imagine, among millions of ordinary quarters, only a small number bear the mysterious extra leaf. Finding one today is like finding a needle in a haystack. But those who do, find themselves in possession of a treasure that collectors dream about. For some, the Wisconsin quarter is about artistry and symbolism. For others, it's about rarity and value. But for all who know its story, it represents something timeless, the thrill of discovery and the beauty of imperfection. So the next time you get a 2004 Wisconsin quarter, take a closer look. Examine the corn stalk carefully. Look for that tiny extra leaf, either high or low. You never know, you might be holding one of the rarest quarters ever to slip into circulation. Collectors are still amazed that such a coin exists. Its charm, its mystery, and its connection to America's agricultural heartland make it unforgettable. It's a coin that bridges the everyday and the extraordinary, reminding us that treasures can appear where we least expect them, and even if you don't find the extra leaf variety, the 2004 Wisconsin quarter remains a masterpiece of American coinage, a design that honors a state, tells a story, and celebrates the land that feeds the nation. Over 20 years since its release, this coin continues to inspire curiosity and admiration. Its beauty has not faded, and its legend continues to grow with each passing year. It stands as a proud example of how history, art, and chance can come together in a single, remarkable creation. And here's the part that makes it all the more astonishing: one exceptionally rare 2004 Wisconsin state quarter, featuring the extraordinary extra leaf minting error and preserved in flawless mint condition, was valued at an incredible $80,000. You happen to own a Wisconsin 2004 quarter? Share your story with us in the comments below. Tell us about your coins, and we might feature yours in one of our upcoming videos to reveal how much it could be worth. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more amazing stories about rare and valuable coins, and be sure to hit that like button to support our journey of discovering hidden treasures from American history. Top 4. In the world of American coinage, few designs capture the essence of history, culture, and beauty quite like the United States of America Washington State Quarter Dollar, Louisiana 2002. This coin is more than just a piece of metal. It's a living reminder of a state that has contributed enormously to the nation's identity, music, and heritage. The Louisiana quarter, released in 2002, stands as the 18th coin in the celebrated 50-state quarters program, and its design beautifully reflects Louisiana's rich past, its vibrant spirit, and its lasting influence on American life. When collectors first saw this coin, they were immediately drawn to its stunning artwork and deep symbolism. The design tells a story, one that spans centuries and carries echoes of discovery, trade, and culture. The Louisiana quarter commemorates not only the state itself but also one of the most significant events in American history, the Louisiana Purchase of 1803. This single moment doubled the size of the young United States and forever changed its destiny. On this small coin, that monumental story comes to life. At the center of the design, you see the outline of the state of Louisiana, proudly displaying a pelican feeding its young, an image that has long been associated with the state and is featured on its flag and seal. Surrounding the pelican are symbols of Louisiana's deep heritage and the event that made it part of the nation, a trumpet, representing the music of New Orleans, and the words Louisiana Purchase written boldly to remind every American of the historic transaction that shaped the country's future. The Louisiana Purchase, finalized by President Thomas Jefferson in 1803, was one of the most important land deals in history. For just $15 million, the United States acquired approximately 828,000 square miles of land from France, territory that would eventually form parts of 15 new states. Louisiana was the heart of that acquisition, a crossroads of cultures where French, Spanish, African, and Native American influences blended into something uniquely American. The Louisiana 2002 quarter captures that spirit perfectly. It represents a melting pot of traditions, music, and history. The trumpet on the coin symbolizes the birthplace of jazz, a sound that originated in the streets of New Orleans and went on to influence music across the world. The pelican feeding her young symbolizes generosity and nurturing, qualities that define the people of Louisiana. Together, these images make this coin a miniature masterpiece of storytelling and symbolism. The coin's reverse was designed by John Mercanti, one of the most respected engravers in U.S. mint history. His attention to detail and artistic vision made the Louisiana quarter one of the most beautiful in the entire series. On the obverse, as with all state quarters, stands the dignified portrait of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan, a design that has graced U.S. quarters since 1932. The Louisiana quarter was first released. It was struck at 3 mints, Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The Philadelphia and Denver mints produced circulation strikes, while the San Francisco mint created limited proof and silver proof editions for collectors. Each mint mark, P, D, or S, adds a different layer of rarity and desirability, and some combinations of condition and mint mark have proven to be quite valuable over the years. However, what truly sets certain Louisiana quarters apart are the rare and fascinating mint errors discovered among them. Some coins display double die obverse, where the inscriptions or the pelican's details appear slightly doubled. Others show die cracks, off-center strikes, or other unique anomalies. These imperfections, while unintended, make each coin special and can dramatically increase their value. Collectors and coin enthusiasts have always been drawn to the Louisiana quarter not only for its design but also for its connection to America's past. Every element of the coin speaks of history, the Louisiana Purchase, the fusion of cultures, and the growth of the nation. To hold this coin is to hold a small piece of that story, one that began more than 2 centuries ago when the United States boldly expanded westward. The Louisiana Purchase itself is one of the most inspiring stories in American history. President Jefferson's decision to buy the territory from Napoleon Bonaparte of France was both visionary and daring. It represented a belief in the country's future, a belief that the United States would one day stretch from sea to shining sea. The Louisiana quarter pays tribute to that vision and to the state that became a jewel of American culture. The pelican, proudly featured on the coin, is more than just a bird, it's a powerful emblem. In ancient symbolism, the pelican was known to represent self-sacrifice and care for one's young, as it was believed the bird would wound itself to feed its offspring. This aligns beautifully with Louisiana's motto and its people's character, generous, nurturing, and unyielding in the face of adversity. Over the years, the Louisiana 2002 quarter has earned a special place in the hearts of collectors. Many who began collecting state quarters during the early 2000s remember the excitement of finding this one in circulation. Its elegant design stood out from the rest, with its bold imagery and deep historical roots. Even today, collectors search for pristine examples, uncirculated or proof specimens that still shine as brightly as the day they were minted. Those who collect coins know that not all quarters are created equal. Some Louisiana quarters have minor variations that make them exceptionally rare. Coins struck with misaligned dies or double impressions of the design can fetch surprisingly high prices, especially when preserved in flawless condition. These errors are the gems of the numismatic world, turning ordinary coins into extraordinary treasures. The Louisiana quarter is also beloved for its connection to the state's musical heritage. Jazz, blues, zydeco, and gospel all have deep roots in Louisiana's culture. The trumpet on the coin is more than decoration, it's a symbol of rhythm, energy, and artistic expression that continues to inspire generations of musicians. That's what makes this coin special. It's not just about geography or history, but about the spirit of creativity that Louisiana brings to America and the world. The coin also reminds us of New Orleans, the Crescent City, whose vibrant culture, architecture, and resilience define Louisiana's soul. From the Mississippi River's curves to the jazz-filled streets of the French Quarter, every inch of this state radiates charm and character. The Louisiana Quarter captures that essence in metal, forever preserving the heartbeat of a state like no other. For collectors who appreciate historical meaning, the Louisiana 2002 Quarter is a gem. It connects three powerful themes: the founding ideals of the nation, the growth brought by the Louisiana Purchase, and the cultural legacy of a state known for its music and food. Every time you look at it, you see a blend of past and present, a reminder that America's story is made of countless voices and traditions working together. Over time, the Louisiana Quarter has also become a favorite among error coin hunters. Reports of double die reverses, off-center strikes, and planchet flaws have made some specimens extremely valuable. In perfect condition and with certified authentication, these coins can command incredible prices at auctions or among private collectors. The appeal of this coin isn't just monetary, it's emotional. To collectors, the Louisiana Quarter represents discovery and connection. It invites people to learn about history, geography, and art. It teaches patience and sharp observation. And sometimes, it rewards that curiosity with something extraordinary, a rare find worth far more than face value. As decades pass, uncirculated Louisiana quarters are becoming harder to find. The ones that remain in perfect condition are prized possessions. They gleam with the same brilliance they had when they left the mint in 2002, a snapshot of history frozen in time. If you happen to come across a Louisiana quarter in your change, take a closer look. You might just hold a little piece of history in your hand, one that represents courage, culture, and the expansion of a nation. Examine it carefully, check for errors or unique markings, and you might discover a rare variety that collectors dream of finding. The Louisiana 2002 quarter continues to shine as a reminder that even the smallest objects can carry great meaning. It tells of the pelican's compassion, the trumpet's song, and the moment when America grew beyond imagination. It's a coin that blends art and history into one unforgettable story. As with all treasures, some examples of this quarter have achieved legendary status among collectors. A handful of coins with rare minting errors and flawless preservation have fetched remarkable sums in auctions, drawing attention from numismatists worldwide. And now for the part that excites every collector's heart. One incredibly rare 2002 Louisiana State Quarter, featuring a unique minting error and preserved in perfect uncirculated condition, was valued at an astounding $84,000. Top 5. Far out in the vast blue waters of the Pacific Ocean lies an island with deep roots, rich culture, and a proud connection to the United States. That island is Guam, and in 2009, it was honored with its very own coin, the United States of America Washington State Quarter Dollar, Guam 2009. This stunning piece of numismatic art isn't just a coin, it's a celebration of an island's history, its people, and its resilience. When the Guam Quarter was released, it marked a new chapter in the nation's coinage, one that extended beyond the mainland to include America's territories, bringing their stories into the hands of millions. The 2009 Guam Quarter was part of the District of Columbia and U.S. Territories Quarters program, which followed the wildly successful 50-state Quarters series. This special continuation was designed to honor not only Washington, D.C. but also Puerto Rico, Guam, American Samoa, the U.S. Virgin Islands, and the Northern Mariana Islands. Each design represented a proud territory and the unique role it plays in the American story. Guam's coin, in particular, carries layers of meaning and a quiet beauty that makes it stand out even among its peers. At first glance, the coin captures your attention with its simple yet striking design. The reverse side of the Guam Quarter features a finely detailed map of the island itself, a rare and personal touch that immediately connects the viewer to the place it represents. Alongside the map is an image of a flying prow, the traditional sailing vessel used by the Chamorro people, and a latte stone, the ancient foundation pillar of Chamorro houses. Together, these symbols tell a story of navigation, strength, and enduring culture that has lasted for thousands of years. The words engraved on the coin, Guam, Guahan, the native name for the island, and Guahan Itano Man Chamorro, meaning Guam, land of the Chamorro, remind everyone of the island's proud heritage. Below it all, the inscription E Pluribus Unum ties the design to the larger American ideal, out of many, one. This is more than a phrase, it's a promise that Guam, though far from the mainland, is forever part of the American family. The Guam Quarter's design was created by David Westwood and beautifully sculpted by Jim Licoretz of the U.S. Mint. Every curve and line of the map, every angle of the prow sail, and every detail of the latte stone was crafted with care to honor the island's unique identity. The obverse of the coin features the classic portrait of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan, a constant reminder of leadership, unity, and the founding values of the nation. When this coin was first introduced into circulation in 2009, it was struck at two major U.S. mint facilities, Philadelphia and Denver, with additional proof and silver-proof versions produced in San Francisco. Each mint mark, P, D, or S, carries its own appeal, and collectors immediately began hunting for pristine examples of all varieties. But among these coins, a few extraordinary pieces emerged, coins that would take on legendary status due to their rare minting errors and near-perfect preservation. Collectors soon discovered that some Guam quarters featured striking variations, coins struck slightly off-center, double-die varieties, and even pieces with planchet flaws that made them unique. These unusual examples turned ordinary quarters into treasures worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Each imperfection told a story, each mark a rare fingerprint of minting history that made these coins incredibly special. The Guam Quarter, like the island itself, carries a story of endurance. Guam has long stood as a symbol of strength in the Pacific, enduring war, rebuilding, and thriving as an American territory filled with vibrant culture and unwavering patriotism. The design's imagery of the prow symbolizes navigation and skill, a reminder of the Chamorro people's legendary seafaring traditions, their ability to sail vast distances guided only by stars, wind, and waves. The latte stone, another key feature on the coin, is more than a simple structure. It represents foundation, literally and metaphorically. For centuries, Chamorro homes were built upon these massive stone pillars, carved from limestone and topped with rounded caps. Today, they stand as symbols of resilience, culture, and strength, enduring reminders of a civilization that has weathered centuries of change while holding fast to its identity. Every detail of the Guam Quarter speaks to the deep connection between people and place. The map of the island highlights its distinctive shape, while the traditional symbols pay tribute to its ancestors and their ingenuity. It's one of the few U.S. coins that manage to capture both geography and spirit, blending them seamlessly into one timeless design. When these quarters were released, they created a wave of excitement among collectors. The 50-state quarters program had already inspired millions of Americans to collect coins, and the U.S. Territories series brought fresh energy and curiosity. For many, the Guam Quarter was particularly special. It represented a faraway part of America that few had seen but everyone wanted to learn about. The coin was not only admired for its art but also respected for its meaning. It stands as a proud symbol of the Chamorro people's enduring legacy, their language, their culture, and their contribution to the broader American story. To this day, the Guam quarter serves as a tiny ambassador for the island, carrying its name and identity into the hands of people across the world. Collectors often speak of the Guam quarter with great affection. Its design has a calmness to it, a balance of elements that reflect the island's peaceful yet powerful nature. It's not crowded or complex, it's thoughtful, elegant, and full of history. And like the island, it holds mysteries waiting to be discovered, especially for those who take the time to look closely. Among the millions of Guam quarters minted, a select few have stood out for their rarity and condition. Perfectly struck-proof coins, or those with striking errors, have fetched impressive prices in private sales and auctions. Some of the most fascinating examples are those struck on the wrong planchets, errors where the coin was accidentally made using a blank intended for a different denomination. These mistakes, while rare, are incredibly valuable and highly sought after. In the world of coin collecting, condition is everything. The Guam quarter in mint state, untouched by circulation, free of scratches, and glowing with original luster, is a treasure in itself. Coins graded MS68 or higher by professional grading services are considered near perfect, and these examples can command breathtaking prices among dedicated collectors. As the years have passed, the Guam 2009 quarter has only grown in popularity. Its limited production, unique design, and powerful symbolism make it a lasting favorite among collectors. Many believe that as time goes on, the coin's historical and cultural significance will make it even more valuable, both emotionally and financially. What makes this coin especially interesting is how it connects past and present. The flying prow and latte stone represent the ingenuity of ancient Chamorro civilization, while the map and inscriptions symbolize modern Guam's unity with the United States. Together, they tell a story of survival, pride, and progress that resonates with anyone who values heritage and history. The Guam quarter also holds a special place in the hearts of people from the island itself. For many Guamanians, this coin serves as a source of pride, a symbol of recognition from the mainland, and a way to share their culture with the world. It's a reminder that even though Guam is small in size, its spirit and importance are enormous. Collectors across the globe continue to search for pristine examples of the Guam quarter, with particular attention to any that bear unusual features. The rare minting errors, double designs, extra metal marks, or misstrikes are worth examining carefully. What may look like a small imperfection to the casual observer could in fact be the key to a fortune. The Guam 2009 quarter reminds collectors that sometimes the most fascinating stories are found in the smallest places. This coin speaks of island breezes, ancient traditions, and the proud identity of a people who have stood the test of time. It's a piece of art, a piece of history, and a piece of America, all in one. Over the years, as more of these coins have entered circulation and experienced wear, untouched examples have become increasingly rare. Collectors who find a Guam quarter in mint condition are holding not just a coin, but a living connection to American history and the Pacific heritage that helped shape it. If you ever come across a Guam 2009 quarter, take a closer look. Study its details, admire its symbols, and remember the story it tells. Check for any unusual markings or minting variations. You never know when you might be holding something extraordinary in your hand. And now comes the most exciting part of this story. One rare and perfectly preserved 2009 Guam Washington State quarter dollar, featuring an exceptional minting error and graded in flawless condition, was valued at an astonishing $74,000. Top 6. In the quiet heart of the American Midwest lies a state defined by golden fields, strong traditions, and a deep sense of community. That state is Iowa, a land of farmers, teachers, and dreamers who built their future through education and hard work. In 2004, this remarkable state was honored in a way that would forever be remembered in the world of numismatics, with the release of the United States of America Washington State quarter dollar, Iowa 2004. This coin was not just another piece of metal, it was a symbol of learning, progress, and the simple beauty of American life. When the U.S. Mint announced Iowa's design as part of the 50 State Quarters program, collectors and citizens alike were filled with pride. Every detail of the coin told a story about the state's spirit, a story that began in the heart of small towns and one-room schoolhouses. This coin wasn't about skyscrapers or monuments, It was about the people who built the foundation of America through education and values. The reverse design of the Iowa quarter features a charming and nostalgic scene, a rural schoolhouse surrounded by trees, with children planting a tree under the watchful eye of their teacher. It's an image that instantly transports you to another time, a time when learning was a privilege, and teachers were the guiding lights of their communities. This heartwarming depiction captures the essence of Iowa's long-standing commitment to education and progress. Above the scene are the words "Foundation in Education," a fitting tribute to Iowa's legacy as one of the first states to establish a public school system. It's a reminder that the strength of a nation lies not in its power or wealth, but in the minds of its people. Every coin, every engraving, echoes that message, one that still rings true today. The design was based on the work of renowned Iowa artist Grant Wood, famous for his iconic painting American Gothic. His style, simple, grounded, and deeply American, perfectly captured the state's rural charm. Sculptor Alfred Maletsky brought this design to life, transforming Wood's vision into the fine, intricate details of the coin's surface. Together, they created a masterpiece that feels both historic and alive. On the obverse side, the classic portrait of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan, continues to remind collectors of the nation's unity under one enduring symbol. Though it's the same Washington that appears on all quarters, when paired with the Iowa design, it seems to stand for something deeper: leadership through knowledge, and wisdom passed down through generations. When the Iowa 2004 quarter entered circulation, it became an instant favorite. Millions were struck at the Philadelphia and Denver mints, with proof and silver-proof versions made in San Francisco. Yet among those millions, some coins stood out, rare varieties and errors that would soon capture the attention of collectors around the world. Minting errors on the Iowa quarter include doubled dies, off-center strikes, and coins with weakly struck details. Some of these mistakes created subtle yet fascinating differences that transformed ordinary coins into rare treasures. Collectors who noticed these small imperfections discovered that even a tiny deviation could mean a coin worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. The Iowa quarter also gained fame for its beautiful and deeply meaningful design, often considered one of the most sentimental in the entire 50-state quarters series. It represents more than a place, it represents values, education, growth, and community spirit. Every time someone holds this coin, they hold a piece of American heritage that speaks to how the nation was built, not just through industry, but through knowledge. The story of the schoolhouse on the coin is rooted in truth. One-room schoolhouses were once the backbone of Iowa's education system, serving as places where children from all walks of life gathered to learn the basics of reading, writing, and arithmetic. In many towns, these schools were also centers of community life, hosting meetings, events, and celebrations. The coin immortalizes this proud legacy. It's interesting to note that Iowa's design stood out for its simplicity. While many states chose to highlight monuments, landscapes, or historical figures, Iowa chose to honor teachers and students. It was a bold and humble choice, one that resonated with people across the country. It reminded everyone that behind every great nation are classrooms where knowledge begins. Collectors often say that the Iowa quarter feels peaceful. There's something calm and grounding about its imagery. The children planting a tree represent the future, the teacher represents guidance, and the schoolhouse represents history. Together, they form a perfect triangle of American ideals. The tree, in particular, is symbolic, representing growth, life, and continuity from one generation to the next. In the years following its release, the Iowa quarter became a favorite in coin albums and collections. Many collectors sought out proof versions, especially those struck in 90% silver, which shine with a stunning mirror-like finish. Others hunted for rare minting errors, the little imperfections that tell big stories. Each discovery added another layer to the quarter's legacy. As time passed, some uncirculated examples of the Iowa quarter began to appreciate in value, especially those preserved in pristine mint state condition. Coins graded MS-68 or higher by professional grading services are especially prized. Their flawless surfaces, sharp details, and brilliant luster make them true gems of modern American coinage. But perhaps what makes the Iowa quarter truly remarkable isn't just its rarity or its beauty, it's the emotion it evokes. When you look at it, you can almost hear the laughter of children, the rustle of leaves in the wind, and the voice of a teacher explaining lessons under the bright Midwestern sky. It's a coin that captures a feeling, a reminder of simpler times, hard work, and the value of knowledge. Many coin enthusiasts consider this design one of the most meaningful of all the state quarters. It connects deeply with the idea that education is the foundation of freedom. Without knowledge, there can be no progress. Without teachers, there can be no leaders. And without learning, there can be no future. Iowa understood this truth, and its coin celebrates it perfectly. Collectors who come across this quarter are often struck by its artistry. The depth of engraving, the texture of the schoolhouse, and the delicate balance of elements all contribute to a design that feels timeless. Whether viewed under magnification or admired from afar, the Iowa quarter remains a work of miniature art. As the years have gone by, finding perfectly preserved Iowa quarters has become increasingly difficult. Many were used in everyday transactions, and their once brilliant surfaces have dulled with time. That's why collectors treasure those rare examples that remain untouched, frozen in time since 2004, carrying the spirit of that moment forward into the present. Some Iowa quarters have also been discovered with stunning full strikes, meaning every detail of the design, from the tiny windows on the schoolhouse to the folds in the children's clothing, appears crisp and clear. These coins are the pride of any collection, representing the peak of minting precision. Beyond its collectible value, the Iowa quarter continues to inspire admiration for what it represents. It's a tribute to the people who taught, learned, and built a better tomorrow. It's a symbol of hope, of patience, and of the belief that small beginnings can lead to great achievements. For numismatists, every coin tells a story, but the Iowa quarter tells one of the most heartfelt stories ever engraved in American currency. It's not just about metal and design, it's about the values that shape a nation. And that's what makes it so deeply treasured by collectors and citizens alike. Whenever collectors discuss the most meaningful coins of the early 2000s, the Iowa quarter always earns a place near the top. It represents not just a state, but an ideal, the idea that education builds the foundation of freedom. Its artistry, history, and emotional power make it unforgettable. So, the next time you find an Iowa 2004 quarter in your pocket change, don't overlook it. Take a moment to study it closely, admire the craftsmanship, the story, and the quiet beauty it holds. You might just be holding a piece of America's soul, and here's the most astonishing part of all: one exceptionally rare Iowa 2004 Washington State quarter dollar, featuring a unique minting error and preserved in perfect mint state condition, has been valued at an incredible $84,000. If you have an Iowa 2004 quarter, share your story in the comments below. Tell us where you found it and what makes it special. We love hearing from collectors like you, and your coin might just be featured in our next video. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more fascinating coin stories, and make sure to like this video to support our growing community of passionate coin enthusiasts from around the world. Top 7. In the vast and rugged landscapes of the Pacific Northwest, where snow-capped mountains meet the deep blue of the Pacific Ocean, lies a state of unmatched natural beauty and deep historical importance. That state is Washington, a land of towering evergreens, powerful rivers, and pioneering spirit. And in 2007, the United States Mint honored it with one of the most breathtaking designs in the entire 50-state quarters series, the United States of America Washington State Quarter Dollar, Washington 2007. This coin captured not only the wild beauty of the state but also its powerful connection to the American frontier, its spirit of adventure, and its enduring legacy of progress. When the Washington quarter was first revealed, collectors across the country were amazed by its design, an image so striking and symbolic that it instantly became one of the most recognizable coins in modern U.S. history. The reverse side of the coin features a majestic salmon leaping in front of Mount Rainier, the tallest peak in the Cascade Range. It's a breathtaking scene that feels alive, full of motion, nature, and strength, everything Washington represents. The salmon is not just a fish in this design, it's a symbol of the state's lifeblood. For generations, salmon have been central to the culture, economy, and identity of the Pacific Northwest. Native tribes revered it as sacred, settlers depended on it for survival, and to this day, it remains a powerful emblem of the natural balance that sustains the region. Its leap in the coin's design is a leap toward the future, a moment of determination and vitality captured in silver and copper. Behind the salmon stands the awe-inspiring Mount Rainier, its snow-covered slopes rising proudly above the horizon. Mount Rainier is not only one of the most iconic mountains in America but also a symbol of permanence and endurance. It watches over Washington like a silent guardian, its presence felt from Seattle's skyline to the distant rural valleys. Including it on the coin was a brilliant artistic choice. It represents nature's grandeur and the unshakable foundation upon which Washington's identity is built. The words inscribed on the coin, "The Evergreen State," perfectly describe Washington's endless forests and natural abundance. From the Olympic Peninsula to the Cascade Mountains, the state is blanketed in lush greenery, reminding all who visit that Washington's beauty is eternal. This nickname was first popularized in the 1890s and remains one of the most fitting titles any state has ever received. The design was created by artist Susan Gamble and beautifully sculpted by Charles L. Vickers, whose attention to detail brought every line, curve, and texture to life. You can almost feel the motion of the salmon, the cold rush of the water, and the quiet power of the mountain in the background. It's a design that tells a complete story, one of nature, history, and the human spirit's connection to the land. On the obverse of the coin, the familiar portrait of George Washington by John Flanagan stands as a constant reminder of leadership and legacy. Paired with the vibrant natural scene on the reverse, it connects the nation's founding ideals with the untamed beauty of its westernmost lands. The combination feels perfect, a balance between the man who led the young republic and the state that bears his name. The Washington 2007 quarter was struck at 3 main U.S. mint facilities: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The Philadelphia and Denver mints produced circulation strikes, while the San Francisco mint created special proof and silver proof editions for collectors. Each mint mark, P, D, or S, carries its own charm and significance, and numismatists eagerly sought to collect every variation. But as with many coins in the State Quarters series, something remarkable happened. Among the millions of Washington quarters minted, a small number emerged with rare and fascinating minting errors, coins that would become treasures in the collecting world. These included double-die obverse, off-center strikes, and even a few struck on the wrong planchets. Each of these errors made the coin instantly valuable and highly desirable among enthusiasts. Collectors quickly realized that the Washington quarter was not just beautiful but potentially profitable. Rare minting varieties in perfect condition began to fetch impressive prices, and those lucky enough to find them became part of numismatic history. The coin's stunning design and meaningful imagery ensured that it would remain a highlight of any serious collection. Beyond its rarity and artistry, the Washington quarter carries deep symbolic meaning. It celebrates harmony between man and nature, something the state of Washington has always stood for. The salmon represents life's continuous journey, the mountain represents strength, and the evergreen trees represent renewal. Together, they tell a story of balance and endurance that resonates far beyond the coin itself. Every time someone holds the Washington 2007 quarter, they're holding more than just currency, they're holding a piece of the Pacific Northwest, a story of rivers, forests, and mountains that shaped generations. It's as if the spirit of the land itself has been captured and preserved in shining metal. Many collectors describe the Washington quarter as one of the most visually calming designs in the entire State Quarters series. The flowing lines of the salmon, the sweeping contours of Mount Rainier, and the smooth background give it a natural rhythm, almost like a living painting. It's easy to see why it has remained one of the most loved coins since its release. The symbolism of the salmon leaping upward also carries a deeper message. It represents persistence, growth, and determination, qualities that define both the state and its people. Just as the salmon fights its way upstream, the people of Washington have always forged their own paths, thriving amidst challenges and constantly striving for progress. When the coin was first introduced, residents across Washington celebrated with pride. Schools, collectors, and even local businesses held events to mark the release, recognizing that this was more than just another coin, it was a symbol of home. For many, it became a small token of identity, something to carry with them wherever they went. As the years passed, the Washington quarter continued to grow in popularity. Collectors began to notice how its elegant simplicity set it apart from more crowded designs. Its balance between open space and detailed imagery created a timeless appeal that remains unmatched even today. Some of the most sought-after examples are the proof coins struck in 90% silver. These pieces have a mirror-like background and frosted details that make the salmon and mountain appear to leap from the coin's surface. They are miniature works of art, treasured by numismatists for their precision and beauty. The Washington 2007 quarter also carries sentimental value for those who see in it the spirit of exploration that has always defined America. It's a reminder of Lewis and Clark's journey to the Pacific, of pioneers who crossed the mountains, and of modern innovators who continue to push boundaries in technology and science. The coin, in its quiet way, represents the frontier, the idea that there is always more to discover. Over time, pristine examples of this coin, especially those graded MS-68 or higher, have become rare. The combination of natural imagery, clean design, and perfect preservation makes these coins highly collectible. And for some lucky individuals, finding one in perfect condition can be like striking gold. Numismatists often note how the Washington quarter blends artistic grace with historical purpose. It honors a state named after the nation's first president while celebrating the unspoiled wilderness that makes America unique. It is both patriotic and poetic, a rare combination that makes it unforgettable. Even today, people who find a 2007 Washington quarter in their change often stop to admire it. The mountain's outline, the salmon's curve, the calm waters, it all speaks of a place where nature and spirit intertwine. It's more than a coin. It's a reminder of what makes the United States truly special. Collectors who treasure the Washington quarter know that its value goes beyond money. It's a story of perseverance and beauty, of natural wonder and human craftsmanship. It's the kind of coin that connects people, from seasoned collectors to curious newcomers, through shared admiration of its artistry. Those who study the details of this coin know that every line has meaning. The leap of the salmon symbolizes ambition. The steady presence of Mount Rainier stands for strength. And the evergreen trees in the distance remind us that some things in nature, and in life, never fade. As time moves forward, the Washington 2007 quarter will only grow more cherished. It stands as one of the finest examples of what the State Quarters program achieved, combining art, education, and history into a single shining object that tells the story of America's states one by one. Now, for the part that every collector waits for, the extraordinary value of this rare coin. One rare and perfectly preserved 2007 Washington State quarter dollar, featuring an exceptional minting error and graded in flawless mint state condition, has been valued at an astonishing $77,000. Top 8. Deep in the northern wilderness of the United States, where crystal-clear lakes shimmer beneath endless pine forests, lies a land of adventure, discovery, and breathtaking beauty, Voyageurs National Park in Minnesota. And in 2018, this majestic landscape was forever captured in the world of American coinage through the United States of America Washington State quarter dollar, Voyageurs 2018. This coin, part of the America the Beautiful Quarters series, is more than a piece of currency. It's a tribute to the untamed spirit of the North, a symbol of exploration, and a reminder of the deep connection between nature and history that defines this part of America. When the Voyageurs National Park quarter was first introduced, collectors were immediately drawn to its stunning design. It perfectly captures the serene wilderness that gives the park its name, a land where water and forest blend into one vast, tranquil expanse. The reverse of the coin features a powerful yet graceful image of a common loon gliding across a mirrored lake, surrounded by pine-covered cliffs that seem to stretch endlessly into the horizon. It's a scene that feels alive, filled with motion and sound, the gentle ripples of water, the echoing call of the loon, and the whisper of wind through the trees. The loon, chosen as the central figure of the design, is no ordinary bird. It is the very voice of the northern wild, its haunting call carrying across quiet lakes at dawn and dusk. In Minnesota, the loon is not just a symbol of the wilderness, it is a symbol of the state itself, mysterious, elegant, and deeply connected to nature. Its presence on the Voyageurs quarter instantly conveys a sense of peace, freedom, and natural wonder. Behind the loon, the cliffs and trees of Voyageurs National Park rise majestically, showing the rugged beauty of the northern landscape. The design reflects the region's pristine environment, untouched and pure, reminding everyone that this is one of the last true wilderness areas in the continental United States. The contrast between the calm lake and the rocky shore captures the essence of the park, a place of both serenity and strength. The words engraved around the coin, Voyageurs, Minnesota, e pluribus unum, and the year 2018, connect the design to its story. The park itself was named in honor of the French-Canadian voyageurs who once explored these waters centuries ago, transporting furs and goods across vast networks of lakes and rivers. These explorers were among the earliest pioneers of North America, navigating by stars and paddle, guided by courage and curiosity. The coin honors their adventurous spirit and the history they helped shape. The artist behind the design, Patricia Lucas Morris, masterfully captured the tranquility and power of the northern wilderness. Her vision was brought to life by sculptor Joseph Mena, whose craftsmanship gave depth, texture, and motion to the design. Every feather of the loon, every reflection on the water, and every contour of the cliffs is perfectly detailed, making this coin a miniature masterpiece of modern minting. The obverse of the coin, the familiar face of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan, reminds collectors of the nation's unity and enduring values. While the reverse celebrates nature and exploration, the obverse ties the story back to the nation as a whole, connecting the wilderness of Minnesota to the broader American identity. Together, they tell a story of harmony between human history and the natural world. The Voyageurs Quarter was struck at 3 main U.S. mint facilities: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The Philadelphia and Denver mints produced circulation strikes, while the San Francisco mint created both clad and silver-proof versions for collectors. Each carries a different mint mark, P, D, or S, and each one holds a place of honor in the collections of those who admire the artistry and heritage of U.S. coinage. But as with many special coins, the Voyageurs 2018 quarter became more than just a beautiful design, it became a treasure hunt. Collectors began searching for rare varieties and minting errors that turned ordinary coins into rare gems. Among the most notable were off-center strikes, double-die errors, and quarters struck on the wrong planchet, each creating unique variations that dramatically increased their value. These minting errors, combined with the coin's artistic beauty, quickly made it one of the most sought-after releases of the late 2010s. Collectors everywhere began examining their change closely, hoping to find one of these hidden treasures. In perfect mint condition, or with rare errors, the Voyageurs Quarter became an object of fascination, symbolizing both natural beauty and the thrill of discovery. What makes this coin especially powerful is the way it captures the soul of the place it represents. Voyageurs National Park is a land of water, a maze of interconnected lakes and islands that can only be truly explored by boat. It's a park without roads, where silence reigns and time slows down. Holding this coin is like holding a glimpse of that world, calm, distant, and pure. The design's composition, the loon in motion, the stillness of the lake, and the towering pines, creates a perfect balance between energy and peace. It's easy to imagine yourself in that moment: early morning mist rising off the lake, sunlight breaking through the trees, and the call of the loon echoing across the water. This coin doesn't just depict a place, it transports you there. Collectors often remark that the Voyageurs Quarter has one of the most tranquil and artistic designs in the entire America the Beautiful series. It feels alive yet serene, powerful yet peaceful, a reflection of nature's dual nature. Many compare it to a work of fine art, crafted in miniature, meant to be admired both for its technical brilliance and emotional depth. When the coin was released in 2018, it instantly resonated with nature lovers and collectors alike. People from Minnesota were especially proud, as the loon is one of their most beloved symbols. The design reminded them of home, of quiet lakes at sunrise, of summer nights under the stars, and of the endless beauty of the northern wilderness. Over the years, this quarter has gained a loyal following among collectors who appreciate its design and rarity. Proof versions, especially those struck in silver, shimmer with incredible contrast, making the details of the loon and the cliffs stand out with stunning clarity. Each one feels like a tiny reflection of a real Minnesota lake, bright, still, and full of life. Beyond its visual beauty, the Voyager's Quarter carries deep meaning. It's a tribute not just to nature, but to exploration, to the spirit of those who dared to journey into unknown waters. The voyagers of old were explorers and traders who bridged cultures, connected distant lands, and helped shape the early story of North America. The coin honors their legacy and reminds us that exploration, whether of land, water, or knowledge, is what drives humanity forward. Every element of the coin, from its fine lines to its balanced composition, tells a story of craftsmanship. The U.S. Mint has long been known for combining artistry with precision, and the Voyager's 2018 quarter is a perfect example of that harmony. Its design is bold yet subtle, detailed yet open, a perfect reflection of the natural world it represents. Many collectors have noted that finding a Voyager's quarter in flawless condition is becoming increasingly difficult. Circulated coins often show signs of wear, while pristine examples with sharp details and original luster are becoming rare. Those that remain untouched are now prized as collectible treasures, cherished for their beauty and scarcity. So, if you ever come across a Voyager's quarter in your pocket change, take a moment to look at it closely. Notice the calm water, the proud loon, and the majestic cliffs in the background. You might just be holding a tiny piece of America's untamed beauty, and maybe even a treasure. And speaking of treasures, one rare and perfectly preserved 2018 Voyager's Washington State quarter dollar, featuring an exceptional minting error and graded in flawless condition, was valued at an astonishing $36,000. Even for those who are not coin collectors, this quarter stands out as a piece of art. The gentle grace of the loon and the reflection of the cliffs give the design a timeless beauty that appeals to anyone who has ever stood beside a quiet lake and felt at peace. It's a reminder that nature's beauty can be captured, even in something as small as a coin. The Voyager's 2018 quarter remains one of the standout issues of the America the Beautiful series, a symbol of wilderness, history, and craftsmanship united in one design. Its beauty lies not only in its artistry but in what it represents, a connection between past and present, people and nature, land and spirit. If you have a Voyager's 2018 quarter, tell us about it in the comments below. We'd love to hear your story and help you learn more about your coin's potential value. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more fascinating stories about rare and valuable coins, and make sure to like this video to support our growing community of coin lovers and history enthusiasts from around the world. Top 9. In the heart of Mississippi lies a city that witnessed one of the most defining moments in American history, a place where courage, resilience, and sacrifice shaped the destiny of a nation. That city is Vicksburg, and in 2011, its legacy was forever immortalized on a gleaming piece of American coinage, the United States of America Washington State quarter dollar, Vicksburg 2011. This remarkable coin tells a story that stretches back to the Civil War, when the control of a river meant the control of a nation's fate. It is a story captured in metal, artistry, and memory, a tribute to the strength of America and the bravery of those who fought to preserve it. The Vicksburg quarter was released as part of the America the Beautiful Quarters program, which began in 2010. Each coin in this series honors a national park or historic site, and Vicksburg National Military Park was a perfect choice for the state of Mississippi. The park commemorates the siege and defense of Vicksburg during the Civil War, a pivotal battle that turned the tide of the war in favor of the Union. The coin brings that story to life through powerful imagery that captures both the tension of war and the grandeur of history. The reverse side of the coin is where the story begins. It features the mighty USS Cairo, a Civil War-era ironclad gunboat that played a crucial role in river warfare. The Cairo was part of the Union Navy's fleet, designed to patrol and control the Mississippi River during the conflict. Its depiction on the coin is dramatic and full of energy, the massive ironclad cutting through the river's surface, smoke rising from its smokestacks, its guns ready for battle. The design captures a moment of motion, of purpose, and of history in the making. Behind the USS Cairo, the calm waters of the Mississippi River stretch into the distance, symbolizing both the lifeline and the battleground of a divided nation. During the war, the Mississippi River was of immense strategic importance, whoever controlled it controlled the flow of supplies, soldiers, and communication between the eastern and western states. The siege of Vicksburg was therefore not just a battle for land but a battle for control of the nation's very heart. The coin's design, created by AIP artist Thomas Cleveland and sculpted by U.S. Mint sculptor engraver Joseph Mena, beautifully combines historical realism with artistic grace. Every line of the ship, every wave of the water, and every puff of smoke feels alive, capturing the power and determination that defined the Civil War era. The engraving gives the coin depth and movement, as if the ironclad might surge forward at any moment. Around the image, the inscriptions read Vicksburg, Mississippi, e pluribus unum, and the year 2011. These words, combined with the image, turn the coin into a miniature monument, a tribute not just to a place, but to the idea of unity and endurance. The design reflects both the spirit of the soldiers who fought there and the significance of the event in the larger story of the United States. The obverse side of the coin carries the timeless portrait of George Washington, originally sculpted by John Flanagan in 1932. His calm, determined expression has graced the quarter for decades, symbolizing leadership and integrity. Together, the obverse and reverse connect two moments in American history: Washington's founding vision and the nation's struggle to preserve it nearly a century later. When the Vicksburg quarter was first released, it quickly captured the attention of collectors across the nation. Not only was it one of the most historically meaningful coins in the America the Beautiful series, but it also stood out for its powerful, battle-ready design. The depiction of the USS Cairo set it apart from other coins in the collection, giving it a sense of drama and movement rarely seen in modern U.S. coinage. The coin was struck at 3 U.S. Mint facilities: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Circulation strikes were produced at Philadelphia and Denver, bearing the mint marks P and D, while proof and silver-proof versions came from San Francisco, marked with an S. Each version offered something unique for collectors, from the sharp details of circulation coins to the mirror-like finish of proof strikes. Soon after its release, collectors began noticing variations and minting errors that made certain Vicksburg quarters especially valuable. Some coins displayed double-die obverse errors, where elements of Washington's portrait appeared slightly doubled under magnification. Others featured die cracks, misaligned strikes, or off-center minting, each creating unique and rare versions of the coin that became highly sought after in the numismatic world. The most desirable specimens, however, were those in pristine mint state, flawless examples with sharp details, full luster, and no signs of wear. These high-grade quarters became the pride of collectors who recognized the artistry and history behind the design. Over time, their value continued to rise, fueled by both rarity and beauty. The story behind the coin's subject adds even greater depth to its appeal. The real USS Cairo, the ship depicted on the quarter, was one of the first ironclad warships in history. It was sunk by a Confederate torpedo in 1862 and remained lost beneath the Mississippi River for over a century. In the 1960s, it was rediscovered and carefully raised from the riverbed, a remarkable feat of preservation that allowed it to become a centerpiece of the Vicksburg National Military Park. Today, the restored remains of the Cairo stand as a haunting reminder of the technological and human struggles of the Civil War. Through this coin, that history is brought to life once more. Holding a Vicksburg 2011 quarter feels like holding a piece of that past: the roar of cannons, the pounding of iron on steel, the determination of those who fought for freedom. It is a coin that doesn't just depict history, it embodies it. The Vicksburg National Military Park itself is one of the most hallowed grounds in the South. Spanning over 1,800 acres, it preserves the battlefields, monuments, and stories of the siege that took place there from May to July 1863. The park honors the soldiers from both sides who gave their lives during the 47-day campaign, one that ultimately gave the Union full control of the Mississippi River and split the Confederacy in two. Connection between the coin and the park adds a deep emotional layer for collectors and historians alike. The coin becomes a small but powerful symbol of unity, struggle, and reconciliation, the same themes that define America's enduring story. Beyond its historical power, the design of the Vicksburg quarter stands out for its technical excellence. The intricate details of the ironclad's hull, the flowing texture of the water, and the smoky horizon behind it make it one of the most visually impressive coins of the entire America the Beautiful series. It captures motion, purpose, and timelessness in a way that few modern coins manage to achieve. Collectors have long noted that this coin, while relatively recent, has already gained legendary status among those who specialize in the America the Beautiful quarters. Its combination of historical depth, artistic excellence, and potential rarity make it a cornerstone piece for any serious collection, even beyond the collecting community. Many people are drawn to the Vicksburg quarter simply because it represents a crucial chapter in the nation's story, one of endurance and transformation. It serves as a reminder that the cost of unity was great, and that the past should always be remembered with respect and reflection. The 2011 Vicksburg quarter also reminds us that coins are more than just currency. They are storytellers, teachers, and keepers of memory. Each design, each image, and each word engraved in metal tells a story that connects generations, from the battlefields of the 1860s to the hands of collectors today. For those lucky enough to find a Vicksburg quarter in their change, it's worth taking a closer look. Could it be a rare minting error? A pristine uncirculated piece? Or perhaps just a symbol of history resting quietly in your palm? No matter its condition, it carries a powerful story, one of courage, conflict, and hope. The Vicksburg 2011 quarter remains one of the shining examples of how art and history can merge to create something truly timeless. It's a coin that captures the spirit of America, brave, resilient, and ever moving forward. Its story continues to inspire collectors, historians, and anyone who values the power of remembrance. And as for its value, one particularly rare and perfectly preserved 2011 Vicksburg Washington State quarter dollar, featuring an extraordinary minting error and flawless condition, was valued at an astonishing $66,000. If you have a Vicksburg 2011 quarter in your collection, let us know in the comments below. We'd love to hear about your coin and help you discover its true worth. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more fascinating stories about rare and valuable US coins. And remember to like this video to support our growing community of collectors and history enthusiasts. Top 10. High above the golden plains of the American Midwest, where endless skies meet wide horizons, lies a state with a story rooted in exploration, courage, and the pioneering spirit of the frontier, Nebraska. And in 2006, the United States Mint paid tribute to this land's rich heritage with the release of the United States of America Washington State quarter dollar, Nebraska 2006. This remarkable coin captures the heart of America's westward expansion, its breathtaking landscapes, and its deep connection to history. It is not just a coin, it is a time capsule of discovery, depicting one of the most iconic monuments of the American frontier, Chimney Rock. When the Nebraska quarter was unveiled, it immediately stood out for its powerful imagery. The design transports us back to the 1800s, to an era when wagon trains rolled westward across the prairies, chasing dreams of freedom, opportunity, and a new beginning. On the reverse of the coin, a proud covered wagon is seen traveling across the vast plains, its white canvas top billowing in the wind, guided by oxen and settlers determined to reach the promise of the West. Behind them, towering majestically against the open sky, stands Chimney Rock, a natural formation that became a beacon for thousands of pioneers journeying along the Oregon, California, and Mormon trails. This coin is more than just a design, it's a living story. Chimney Rock, with its tall spire and rugged base, was one of the most recognizable landmarks of the American frontier. To weary travelers crossing the endless plains, it signaled both progress and hope, a sign that they were on the right path. The Nebraska quarter captures this sense of movement, endurance, and optimism perfectly, freezing in metal a moment of determination that defined the westward expansion. The artist behind this iconic design, Charles Vickers, created a scene filled with motion and life. The covered wagon seems to move steadily forward, while Chimney Rock stands tall and unmoving, a silent witness to the flow of history. The composition balances human ambition with nature's grandeur, reminding us that America's story is one of harmony between land and spirit. Every detail on the coin tells a story. The ripples of the prairie, the gentle curves of the wagon, and the towering shape of the rock itself all reflect the artistry and craftsmanship of the U.S. Mint. Around the edge of the design are the inscriptions Nebraska, 1867, E Pluribus Unum, and 2006, marking both the state's admission to the Union and the year of the coin's release. Together, these details transform this small piece of metal into a symbol of heritage and pride. The obverse side of the coin, featuring the timeless portrait of George Washington by John Flanagan, provides a connection to America's founding ideals. His calm and steadfast expression mirrors the determination of the pioneers who crossed the plains centuries later. It's a subtle but meaningful reminder that the courage to build and explore is at the heart of the American identity. When the Nebraska Quarter was released as part of the 50 State Quarters program, collectors and history enthusiasts were instantly drawn to its beauty. It represented not only a place but an entire chapter of American history, the expansion into the frontier and the human stories written along the trails that shaped the nation's destiny. Chimney Rock itself is one of Nebraska's most treasured landmarks. Rising about 300 feet above the surrounding plains, it was formed millions of years ago by erosion, standing as a monument to time and endurance. During the mid-1800s, as wagon trains journeyed west, travelers often wrote about Chimney Rock in their diaries. To them, it was a marvel, a landmark that broke the monotony of the prairie and inspired awe in every traveler who saw it. The coin captures this sense of wonder perfectly. The contrast between the moving wagon and the still rock formation symbolizes the timeless relationship between man and the land. Generations come and go, but the land endures, and so do the stories it holds. Collectors often note that the Nebraska Quarter feels almost cinematic. It evokes the sound of wagon wheels on dirt, the wind sweeping through tall grass, and the creak of wooden frames under the strain of the journey. Every glance at this coin stirs images of the Old West, of courage, hardship, and the unbreakable human spirit that pushed America toward its destiny. When the coin entered circulation in 2006, it quickly became one of the most popular releases of the series. People across the country were fascinated not only by its design but also by the history it represented. For Nebraskans, it was a moment of pride, their land, their history, and their symbol of endurance captured forever on one of the most widely used coins in the nation. As collectors began examining the Nebraska quarters, they discovered that certain examples stood out due to unique minting errors and variations. Some had doubled dies, where parts of the design appeared slightly duplicated under magnification. Others featured off-center strikes or die cracks that created raised lines across the surface. These minting quirks transformed ordinary quarters into rare collectibles worth far more than their face value. The coin was minted at both the Philadelphia and Denver facilities, bearing the mint marks P and D. Proof and silver proof versions were struck at the San Francisco Mint, marked with an S. Each variation appealed to different types of collectors, from those who cherished the history and design to those seeking flawless specimens for investment. Among collectors, the Nebraska Quarter quickly gained a reputation for its beauty and emotional depth. Unlike some other state quarters, which featured more abstract symbols, this design told a clear, human story, a story of migration, perseverance, and discovery. It's no surprise that high-grade examples, especially those in pristine mint state condition, became highly sought after and continue to hold impressive value today. The artistic balance of the Nebraska Quarter makes it one of the finest in the 50 State Quarters series. The movement of the wagon contrasts beautifully with the stillness of Chimney Rock, while the open prairie evokes the endless possibilities of the frontier. It's a coin that captures the essence of adventure, a tribute to the dreams that built America. For many, the coin also represents a connection to ancestry. Countless Americans can trace their family histories to those who traveled west by wagon, seeking new lives and opportunities. To hold a Nebraska quarter is to hold a link to that past, to imagine what it must have felt like to journey across untamed lands under the same vast skies. Beyond its historical and artistic appeal, the Nebraska quarter also stands as a symbol of unity. It reminds us that every state, every landmark, and every chapter in history contributes to the nation's larger story. The coin's message is one of courage, progress, and the enduring power of hope. Collectors often describe the Nebraska 2006 quarter as a miniature painting of America's frontier spirit. The engravings are so finely detailed that even under magnification, the lines of the wagon and the curves of Chimney Rock maintain their precision. It's a coin that invites you to look closer, to appreciate the skill and artistry that went into every stroke. The coin's popularity also sparked renewed interest in visiting Chimney Rock itself. Travelers, inspired by the quarter, journeyed to Nebraska to see the real monument, to stand before the same spire that once guided thousands westward. In this way, the coin didn't just preserve history, it brought it to life again, bridging generations through curiosity and pride. The Nebraska quarter continues to inspire fascination today. Whether found in pocket change or displayed in a collector's case, it remains a powerful reminder of the stories carved into America's landscape. Its design invites reflection on how far the nation has come, from the wagon trails of the 1800s to the world of today. In numismatic circles, flawless and rare specimens of the Nebraska quarter have reached impressive prices. Collectors particularly prize those struck with unusual minting errors or those preserved in perfect, uncirculated condition. The combination of history, artistry, and rarity has ensured that this coin remains one of the standout pieces of the 50-state quarters collection. Each time you hold this coin, you can almost feel the heartbeat of the past, the rumble of oxen hooves, the determination of the settlers, and the unbroken promise of the horizon ahead. It's not merely metal and design, it's a fragment of the American journey, and for those who seek true treasures, one rare and perfectly preserved 2006 Nebraska-Washington State quarter dollar, struck with an extraordinary minting error and graded in flawless condition, was valued at an astonishing $83,000. You have a Nebraska 2006 quarter in your possession. Share your story with us in the comments. We'd love to help you uncover its history and possible worth. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more fascinating stories about rare and valuable U.S. coins, and make sure to like this video to support our growing community of coin collectors and history enthusiasts.